with our digital department update for camp. We have Amy Hasvold. She is our new camp director, and she's already made so much progress. I can't wait for her to share it with you. But while we give one more minute for people to join us, we have some upcoming alumni events. For our local alumni, we've got our new alumni welcome reception at Robbinsdale this Friday. This is where we get to bring all of those fall 2022 graduates out and kind of welcome them into the alumni community with prizes and fun and, of course, free food. We have a tailgate happening at Colorado for the Colorado Mines at Golden, Colorado, where our mines team is playing their ore diggers. And so we encourage any of those alumni in the area to come on out. Maria from the Hard Rock Club will be there. And so this is kind of a joint event with her and her group. And then, of course, graduation's on the 17th. And if you would like to watch it from your home, feel free. We have a link. If you go to the sdsmt.edu and just type in our search button graduation, you'll get to our commencement page, our graduation page, and we have a live link in there. You can watch it live and it'll also be recorded. Our guest speaker is one of you. It is Randy Parcell will be a guest speaker. And then our honorary alumni president will also have a few words to say, Gary Christman. So, all right. With that, I would like to go ahead and officially start our digital lunch and learn for today. Just before we get started, I have a few housekeeping items. We are recording today's Zoom, and it's going to be uploaded again to our Kara YouTube channel. This takes a day or two, so give us some time, but we would love for you to share it with your alum, with your friends, even with your coworkers, because they're doing some amazing things at camp. Also, I encourage you to use the chat function. Say hi, let everyone know that you're here. And I'm going to go ahead and stop here. Let everyone know who you're here, your graduation year. And today, let us know your favorite Christmas dessert to share with us. If you have any questions for either Amy or for any of the students that are going to be presenting today, please put that in the Q&A at the bottom of your page there. That's at the end of our presentation. I'll go ahead and read those off and we'll get those answered for you. So I also am going to start off our chat with my email. Please reach out to me anytime. Let me know about other departments you want to hear about or any other lunch and learn topics that you're excited to find out more about. Or if you want to help host one of your local alumni events and get one going, I'd love to help you do that. So today I have the pleasure of introducing Amy Hasvold. She's the director of camp. She joined South Dakota Mines as our camp director in July. Amy has her bachelor's and master's in mechanical engineering and is a licensed professional engineer in South Dakota. She comes to South Dakota Mine from RESPEC, where she worked as a consulting engineer in the mining industry. Amy also led RESPEC's internship program and strategic plan. She is active in our K-12 STEM outreach in the community, serving as president of the Youth in Science Rapid City and hosting Rapid City's annual Women in Science Conference, as well as serving on the Rapid City Area School Engineering and Science Academy Advisory Board. Amy stays connected to the engineering industry and is currently South Dakota Engineering Society's vice president. She's excited to bring her prior experience together and continue to grow and improve camp. With that, I'd like to present Amy.
Thank you so much, Shelley. Thank you all for joining us today. I'm very excited to be at South Dakota Mines and be talking to you all today. The first thing that I want to do is introduce our new camp coordinator, Amber Kraft. And so Amber started with us yesterday, but we're very excited to have her join Dr. Kuntz and I in the department. So Amber will be working directly with our students to ensure their success. And she'll also, if you ever come and visit camp or call camp, she'll be the one that greets you. And so I just wanted to introduce Amber before we get started. So thanks for joining us, Amber. And then I also have 4 students on the phone with me today, Samantha, Riley, Tom, and Harley, and you'll have a chance to meet them throughout our presentation. And so I assume that most of you on the phone today are camp alumni, but if you're not familiar with the camp program, it is a co-curricular program that's made up of 11 different student competition teams. And we're focused on hands-on learning and problem solving as a team. And so our main goal is to make sure that our students are prepared for their careers by developing well-rounded engineers. And we aim to not only provide significant engineering experience, but also development in their personal lives. And so we emphasize building soft skills as well as technical skills. And through their design projects and their teams, they have the opportunity to test and build their communication skills, their teamwork skills, leadership, interpersonal, as well as gain experience in things like project management, time management, business, and sales. And so we offer a lot of different projects for our students to get involved in, and I'll introduce each of our teams in a minute, but there's a variety of reasons that students get involved in camp. And so the first one is just to explore their interests. A lot of students choose a project that's aligned with their major, but it's not necessary. If someone that's majoring in biological sciences wants to join our formula team because they like race cars, formula would love to have them. And so it's a great way to learn new skills. Camp is so hands-on, and so our students are learning all sorts of things that they're not being exposed to in the classroom. But we expect that they're applying their knowledge from the classes that they're learning, and often digging a lot deeper than they are during their class curriculum. It's also an opportunity to team build. All of our teams are student-led, and so me and my staff, we're just here to support our students and guide them so that they're successful. But they lead their own teams, they set the direction, their priorities, they make their own decisions, and they're responsible for every step of the project. It's a great place to meet friends, and so camp is wonderful in terms of getting students engaged, building a community, which is so important to their student success, and just a great place to have fun. We have so much fun at camp, and it's just a wonderful place to celebrate why we all became engineers. We're doing such fun things at camp, and it's just a nice reminder for our students of why they're becoming engineers, why they're suffering through those hard calculus exams. So with that, I will start introducing our teams. So our first team is our steel bridge team. And so their objective is to design and fabricate a steel bridge. They participate in the AISC Student Steel Bridge Competition during the ASCE Rocky Mountain Student Symposium. And so they're judged on the deflection, how quickly they can assemble their bridge, the weight, and the aesthetics. And so this year, the bridge will be 23 to 24 feet long, and that bridge has to be broken up into 3.5-foot sections that they have to assemble during competition, and then it has to be loaded with over 2,500 pounds and deflect less than 3 inches. And so this year they are traveling to the competition in April in Colorado Springs. And this video is just a quick video of their bridge a couple years ago during the vertical load test. I also have a video to share with you that was created by our team on the reasons why they love their team and last year's bridge.
What's your favorite part of bridge?
Whew, favorite part of this year's bridge? That is a good question.
The double nub,
Any reasons why?
because we had one nub and now we have 2, and 2 is better than 1.
Either Brianna or Hayden. They're goofy.
My favorite part of the bridge team is how supportive everyone is and how much fun we get to have.
Yes, good job, Sam. Good.
Probably the fabrication.
Oh, fabrication is my favorite part of bridge.
My favorite part about bridge is fabrication.
My favorite part of bridge would probably be the fabrication because it's a lot of hands-on and we get to kind of goof around while still staying safe.
Cantilever goes together really well.
Favorite part of bridge will be the teamwork aspect of it, that in classes we'll spend a lot of time working in teams, but it's usually involuntarily, where this time you're actually working with friends and you're working towards a goal that is fun.
I like the one deck piece that has the stupid crazy webbing that's too close together because we thought that that'd be a good idea, and then it's not on the other side because we later found out that it was a bad idea.
The people are just so great. They're so fun to be around, and I love the fact that it's just actually one big friend group that all hangs out together outside of just doing bridge.
The substructure piece that's about this long, because it's the only one that is that long. All others are like 3 feet, and this one's just really like 1.5 feet. It doesn't make sense, but it's really cute, and it's my favorite.
And then
What's your favorite part of
joining us today from our Steel Bridge team is Samantha. So Samantha, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Okay, yeah, like Amy said, my name is Samantha Heiberg. I am the current public relations representative for the Steel Bridge team. So I get to do fun things like post on our social media channels, make the video like you just saw. We have a couple other ones if you ever want to watch them. I'm also involved in the bridge team through fabrication as well as build team. So last year I was on the build team, which means I was the one at competition who was running and putting together the bridge as fast as I could. So like she said, we have to make a bridge and it has to go into 3-foot sections and fit in a box that's 3.5 feet by 6 inches by 4 inches. We do 100% of the fabrication ourselves on campus. So we are cutting all the pieces, we are welding the pieces together. Basically it comes into us in long steel tubes and we have to make a bridge out of it. This year we have our design completed, we have our steel ordered, and we're really excited to be starting our fabrication process once we return from Christmas break.
Thanks, Sam. And I just want to repeat that they have a bunch of great videos out on their YouTube channel. So if you search South Dakota Mines Steel Bridge Team on YouTube, you can watch their videos that they've created, including the one that they submitted to competition last year. And so next up is our Aero Design team. And so their goal is to build a radio controlled aircraft that can take off and land and meet mission requirements that are set each year. And so this year, the design requirements limits the wingspan to 216 inches or 18 feet. And they are going for the maximum. And so they'll be building one of the largest planes that they've built and taking that to competition in the middle of April in Fort Worth, Texas. And so this video just shows some clips from the competition last year. And one thing that I want to note about our camp teams is, unlike athletics, we're not competing in divisions. And so we're out there competing against the biggest schools in the nation or international teams, and we're competitive. And so our Steel Bridge team, our Aero Design team, they have a great history of winning their competitions. And so if you ever come to the Cat Lab and you're looking at all of our past airplanes up in the ceiling, if you notice the numbers on the wings that are less than 10, that represents the place that they got the year before. And there's lots of numbers that are less than 10 displayed in our laboratory. Our next team is our clean snowmobile team. And so their objective is to re-engineer an existing snowmobile to reduce emissions and noise. And they have one of the earliest competitions. They are headed to competition in Eagle River or early in February. And this year, they will be competing in the gas class. And so previously we've competed in the electric and the diesel classes, but both of those classes have been discontinued. And so they have a big challenge this year to convert their diesel snowmobile back into a gas snowmobile. And so wish that team lots of luck as they head to competition. Our next team is our Baja team, and I saw we do have some Baja alumni on the phone today. Thank you for joining us. So the objective of our Baja team is to design an off-road vehicle. And so they have both static and dynamic events as part of their competition. Here is just some clips from last year's competition. And so their static events include a cost report and a business presentation, as well as design presentation. And their dynamic events include acceleration, maneuverability, hill climb, and suspension. And then there's the endurance race, which makes up the majority of their points. And they are attending the Oregon event in the end of May, early June. And today on the phone, we have Tom from the Baja team.
Howdy, y'all. I'm Tom. I'm a mechanical engineer, sophomore. Currently, I'm the treasurer and cockpit subsystem lead of Baja. It's been a really great experience thus far this year. I've gotten a lot of time working on the car on the design side, but also on the financial aspects of it. It takes a lot of money to build the car, so it's a really good time to kind of see how it's all coming together. We're just leaving the design side. we're getting our designs kind of locked in, and then we're gonna get into fabrication and manufacturing. We've gotten our steel from this year thus far from our lovely sponsor, Ace Steel, and we are working towards fabrication. Couple things we need to iron out, make sure we're all meeting rules, but it's such a great experience. I've met so many lovely friends, and yeah, it's just been a blast.
Thanks, Tom. Next up is our Chemi car competition. So their objective is to design and run a car that's powered completely by chemical reactions. And the car has to carry a specific volume of water and travel a specific distance, but they don't know what that volume or distance is until 1 hour before competition, where they're dialing in their chemical reactions to make their car run. And our team has just returned from their national competition. It was held November 13th in Phoenix, Arizona, where they won Best Video for the video that they submitted. And I have that to play for you today.
There were some chemies from SD Mines. They built a car called the Terminator. It is powered by heat transfer and stopped with a clock. The co-captain, her name is Ellie. The other girls are Emily and Jamie. And the boys are Isaiah, Phil, and that's the whole team. Till the one day when the stir plates were expensive, we decided to make one of our own. We used 2 magnets and a fan. That's the way we made our own stir plate, our own stir plate, our own stir plate. That's why our car is unique.
All right, our next team is our concrete canoe team. So their objective is to design, manufacture, and race a concrete boat. And similar to our steel bridge and Aero Design team, they also have a incredible history of winning nationals and their regional competitions. And so they are headed to competition at the same time as our steel bridge team down in Colorado Springs at the end of April. And this team will spend a bunch of time coming up, tuning in their concrete mixes, testing those out, building their mold, sanding their mold for hours and hours. If anyone on the phone has been a part of our concrete canoe team, you know it's all hands on deck on pour day. And they're also judged on a variety of different things, including their design, how well they meet their design requirements, aesthetics, as well as then their race. And that brings us to our next team, which is our formula team. And so they are designing, building and competing with a Formula Star autocross vehicle. Every year they head down to the Michigan International Speedway. This year they'll be there May 17th through 20th. Here are some clips from last year's competition. And so similar to the Baja competition, they also have static and dynamic events. Their dynamic events include an autocross, endurance, skid pad, and acceleration events. And then their static judge events are their business presentation, their cost report, and their design tent. And last year, our team placed 4th overall in their business event. And joining us today from our formula team is Riley.
Hi, everybody. My name is Riley Vandentop. I'm a South Dakota native from Sioux Falls, a mechanical engineering student, and I'm the president and frame body aero lead of the formula team here on campus. Formula is actually the reason I came to SD Mines in the first place. So if you have any doubts about the outreach of camp, it is almost the entire deciding factor for why I wanted to come here to Mines. I was just completely enamored by the possibility of building a race car and having funds to do so and not having to do it on my own. So what really attracted me was the complexity and challenge of the design. I love facing hard challenges and learning new things. And so to combine that with what I already love of cars and motorcycles and racing in general. It seemed like the perfect combination. So far on the team, the most valuable skills I think I've learned have been related to leadership. Camp does an excellent job of fostering leadership capabilities within the students. I'm only a junior and I'm here managing a team on campus of over 20 students, relatively unassisted by faculty. And so it's a really cool opportunity to be able to learn management skills and team leadership skills. We're pretty excited for this year. We're well underway with our design. We're finishing up the last of our CDRs, critical design reviews for the car for this year, and starting to order parts and materials as we start to manufacture this spring. We're also very excited. This year we have a senior design team focused on getting started with an electric formula car. So as the industry moves towards electrification, we as a team are planning to keep up. And so we're very excited as we're in the early stages of starting that process. And hopefully in the next couple of years, you'll be able to hear more about that and what we're doing with that. So thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Riley. Our next team is our human powered vehicle team. And so their goal is to develop a practical, efficient, and sustainable human-powered vehicle. This year, it will be an electric bike. They're headed down to Cal Poly at the end of April. Here are some clips from past competitions. And so this competition has been virtual for the past several years. And so we are eager to get back in person, but it's been several years since this team has fabricated a vehicle, and so wish them luck. They're planning to reuse one of the old frames and convert that into an electric bike. Our next team is our robotics team. And so they choose a new competition to compete in every year. And what sets them apart from the other robotics teams on campus is they specialize in ground-based robotics challenges. And so some of the past projects that they've participated in are the NRC combat robot competition. They've done the NRC autonomous vehicle challenge. They've built a ball acquisition machine. They call it the BAM robot, and soccer bots for different ASME student design competitions. And this year they're doing another autonomous intelligent ground vehicle challenge, as well as other side projects that they're working on. This video is from last year's BattleBot competition. And so their robot is called SpinnyBot. And if you see it right there in the center right now with the green lights, it is spinning around in the last round of the BattleBots competition that they call Battle Royale, where they throw every last bot into the ring and they fight to the death. And if you look very closely, you'll see that some of those robots are equipped with knife blades or other types of weapons. So they come out on top. Our next team is our super mileage team. And so their goal is to design and build a highly fuel efficient single person vehicle. This team has been competing in the super mileage competition with SAE for the last couple of years, but that competition was retired this year. And so they are pivoting and participating in the Shell Eco Marathon that will be April 12th through 16th in Indianapolis. And so here's just a couple of clips from last year's competition. Last year's vehicle was able to achieve 627 miles per gallon. And so if you were at the family weekend football game earlier this year, you would have seen their car take a lap around the track, a pretty impressive little vehicle. And that brings us to our last, but definitely not least team, which is new to camp this year. So esports joined camp this year. And so we have had 2 esports organizations on campus for a while now. Our varsity esports program was operating under athletics, and then our recreational esports program was operating as a student organization on campus. And this year we merged those 2 organizations and brought them underneath the camp umbrella. And so now that the organizations are merged, we still maintain a competitive varsity roster. They're competing in the exact same leagues that they were competing in under athletics. And by merging these organizations into one, we've created this cohesive tiered organization that does a lot of cool things. The first one is we're able to instill a sense of competition into our JV and club rosters so that we're feeding those varsity rosters and creating stronger teams over time. We also, now that we're one organization, are better to collaborate much better, work together towards shared goals, and also expect to see a great result from having this cohesive single organization when it comes to recruiting, because now any person that's interested in esports that comes to South Dakota Mines will have a community for them, whether they make a varsity roster or not. And so we're very excited to welcome esports to our program. And so the games that they are competing in at the varsity level include Rocket League, Valorant, and Overwatch. And then we have club teams that are also competing in those games, as well as League of Legends, Apex, and a few others. And so on top of our competitive rosters, we also have just a recreational gaming community through the esports program that plays things like Minecraft or other just recreational games. This club hosts LAN events. We just had our largest LAN event to date a few weeks ago called Grubby Games, where we had over 200 attendees and 6 college teams traveled from outside of Rapid City to compete at the event. And so it was an amazing event, very exciting. The club also hosts a Grubby High School League, which is an outreach league for high schoolers in the area, as well as they broadcast every single competition. And so follow them on Twitch to see what they're up to. I do have one video from their Instagram from earlier this year, just highlights from their Rocket League tryouts from earlier in the year. And so, like I said, all of their games are streamed, and so you can watch their competitions live or after the fact, and our streamers are just as talented as our varsity players. And here with us today from esports is Harley.
Hi everyone. So thank you, Amy, for the introduction. It's kind of funny when we list out all of the camp teams, and I'm sure no one was expecting to see esports today, as we are brand new this semester. But we've got our Baja car, our Formula car, our Aero car, and then esports. So we're still kind of figuring out our place, but I've been extremely happy with our transition and our participation under camp. This year we have had 3 varsity rosters with over 10 rosters of individual club teams underneath them. So we've had more student engagement than we have ever had. Esports, or the esports room, actually gets used by over 200 students a year. So we serve over 10% of the college campus. And it also gives students a lot of opportunities. So we have broadcasts that pull around 40 to 50 unique viewers per broadcast, and we'll have about 6 of those per week on our Twitch channel that I put into the chat. So if you ever want to watch us compete, you can go on there. Just a couple of things about our competitions. We do compete 2 different leagues. So we have a local league that we compete in and a national league with over 650 other universities. So it's been really cool to see how we've kind of adapted to camp. We've done a ton of outreach, ton of grouping, and none of it would have been possible without the help I've gotten from Amy as well as from the camp organization. So I've been really happy to see esports kind of grow, and I'm pretty certain it's going to keep growing in a positive direction. So.
Thanks, Harley, and that's an excellent segue into camp. Overall is growing tremendously. And so this year we started out the semester with just a new energy, encouraging everyone to get involved in camp. Camp is for every major, every class standing, no prior experiences necessary. And I couldn't be happier with the growth in participation that we've seen this year. And so first, we've hosted the most popular Rocker Ready orientation session. So over students coming to learn about camp and esports, we reached over 500 students during those sessions, encouraging them to get involved with camp and esports. 90 freshmen signed up for esports accounts during orientation. And so like Harley said, that room has been widely used across campus. It's staffed in the evenings and on the weekends. And so any student can go in and game and have a part in our esports community. We had over 150 students attend our Camp Welcome Picnic, which is 3 times more than we've ever had in the past. And so I don't think I've ever thrown a party or had an event where I've ran out of food, but this was the first time. And it was the best thing that could have happened, that we were scrambling to go and get more food to serve all of the students that were interested in being a part of camp. This year, we have seen over 200 students attend our cat lab safety training, and that is up from 130 from the previous year. So once again, just a phenomenal turnout and students interested in camp this year. And then, like I mentioned earlier, we hosted our largest Grubby Games to date, and are looking forward to another LAN event this spring. And the energy is filtering outside of the camp organization. I've had 3 current student organizations reach out wanting to join camp. And so you will continue to see more organic growth and more programs added to the camp program over the next year. And so as we grow, we are so appreciative for your support. And so many of our camp alumni donate to their former teams or to the program, and we appreciate your support. So each team fundraises to finance their project and travel to their competition. And your support is really key to their success and development. And so our students fundraising for their project does a lot of things. It helps them develop communication skills, make contacts, get practice pitching and proposing projects, as well as instills a sense of ownership over what they're doing. And so if you're interested in donating to camp, you can do that at kara.sdsmt.edu/camp to camp in general or your favorite team. If you're interested in supporting camp at a higher level, we would love that. And please reach out to me or Paul at the foundation, and appreciate every little bit of support that we get into our program. You can also show your support through donating services or your expertise. We would love to have alumni from our teams or industry experts serve as external advisors for our teams. And so if you're interested in getting involved that way, please reach out. I'd love to hear from you and connect you with the right team to share your expertise with. And if you're looking to hire, I know 500 of the most passionate and engaged and well-rounded students on campus. And so we would love to have you come to our camp meetings and explain the opportunities that you have with your company, or if you send me your openings, I can share those with our students because they're looking for jobs and we would love to place them with your companies. And I would like to make sure that you know that any support of our camp program doesn't end with our students. Our camp students are constantly doing outreach, STEM outreach, and community outreach. And so these are just a few pictures from an event a couple weeks ago at our 8th grade college and career fair here in Rapid City, where our camp teams came to inspire the next generation of engineers and scientists and inspire them to go into engineering, inspire them to come to South Dakota Mines and join a camp team. Our students, like I said, are also involved in a Grubby High School League with esports. Our teams are volunteering at Campus Kids through Big Brothers Big Sisters and doing outreach activities and sharing their projects with them. Each team also does outreach on their own. We've had teams that have participated in Feeding South Dakota lately. And so our students are just standout students all around in terms of their grades, their engagement, as well as their community service. And lastly, I want to invite everyone to come and visit us. And so if you're on campus, if you live in Rapid City, if you're visiting back for homecoming, the career fair, vacation in the hills, come and visit us in the Cat Lab. We'd love to show you what's new, what our students are doing today. And so reach out or feel free to just stop by. We're in the Civil Mechanical Building in rooms 209 and 210, and we'd love to have you. We also have annual events that you can see us at. And so every August, South Dakota Mines sponsors one Summer Nights, which is a downtown concert series in Rapid City, where we have set up a camp expo at the beginning of the school year. And so you can come down and meet all of our teams. Here's just a few clips from last year, all of our teams showing off their projects downtown. We had all 11 teams join us at Summer Nights this past year. And so a great way to learn about everything we're doing all at once. You can also see us at Pumpkin Chunkin. And so Pumpkin Chunkin is an annual event where our camp teams build pumpkin trebuchets and go head to head for a prize pool of $1,000 to go towards their individual projects. Our robotics team is our reigning champs again this year, but it's just an incredible event that once again celebrates the most fun things about science and engineering. So come and join us and cheer on our teams at Pumpkin Chunkin. Pumpkin Chunkin happens every September and is typically right around homecoming. So if you're in town for homecoming, you can always join us at Pumpkin Chunkin, but be sure to get there early because there's thousands of other locals that can't wait to see us launch those pumpkins. We also, if you aren't in town and want to participate in Pumpkin Chunkin, we've been doing a live stream. This year's live stream was hosted by our esports casters, and we'll do the same thing next year. So you can join us in person or virtually for Pumpkin Chunkin. And the last place you can catch us is at Hard Rocker Athletics events. And so, like I mentioned earlier, our super mileage team was at the Family Weekend STEM Expo, showing off their car, as well as a number of our other teams. You'll be able to catch us at half times in athletic events coming up, basketball as well as football next season. And so you'll be able to see what our teams are up to then. You will always be greeted by our formula team as you enter the football games. They'll take your tickets. And so look for us at Hard Rocker Athletics events as well. And we're really looking forward to connecting with our fans there. And so with that,
Wait, Amy, real quick.
oh, go ahead.
You forgot to include two more places that I can think of. So the esports facility is not attached to our camp facility. It's actually in the upper floor of Surbeck, in the main student union. If you see lights on, if the door is open, feel free to stop on in, check out the room. We've got 10 machines in there for students to use. It's a really cool environment. So if you're on campus and want to see that, it used to be a printer lab when most of you were probably there. So it's a little different now. And then during our Grubby Games event in the fall, first weekend of November, it's free to attend. It takes up the entire gym, and we had some pictures of that earlier. So.
Thank you, Harley. That's a great thing to mention. So not all of our camp teams are currently in our CAT lab. We are bursting at the seams. And so we have teams spread out all over campus. And so be sure if you want to connect with a specific camp team to reach out so we can get you into their space to see all the cool things that they're doing. Our robotics team is over in McLaury. Our steel bridge and concrete canoe teams are just outside of the CAT lab on either side of us. And our ChemiCar team is over in the chemistry building. All right, Shelley, how many questions do we have?
We do have a few questions. So we got a little assist from some of our students, but I'm going to go ahead and read this questions. It says, are students able to sign up for different camp teams each year?
Absolutely. And so our students can participate in a different team every year. They can participate in multiple teams per year. Camp is voluntary. And so there's no requirements. Students get out what they put in. And so some of our students are very active. Some of our students show up when they can, but they are always welcome.
Excellent. And first of all, I have to say, I am super excited you talked about our camps teams giving back, because it makes a huge impact in our Black Hills area, from them attending to the schools for the robotics groups to mentoring, and just to see how they give back to the community and the impact they're making on our next generation. I don't know how they managed to do all of that for camp and get their homework done. It's pretty amazing. Okay, so I do have another question for you. This is from Craig. Did I understand correctly that the human-powered vehicle this year will be powered by electricity?
So electricity and pedaling. And so like a traditional e-bike, it can't run just on the battery, but it will assist the pedaling. So it'll make it easier to pedal.
Excellent. Dean Fricky just wanted to mention thank you. He wished this was available when he went to tech. So you can kind of guess his graduation year by the name he used. So excellent. Chad wanted to know what steps are being taken to ensure that camp teams have easy access to the funds that were donated and additional supplies that they may need.
Yep. And so every camp team has complete control over their budgets. And so when you donate directly to a camp team, they have automatic access to that money and they can spend it on whatever they need, whatever you donated it for, but it is directly available straight to them right as soon as it hits their bank account.
And camp is a little unique. They have their own donation page. Some of our student organizations are using alumni. We have set up GiveGab. And so they can go in and say, okay, we are going to this conference and it's going to cost us $2,000 and we can do something specific. And so I'm sure if a team were to need something specific, they could go also to our GiveGab and additionally ask there. I have someone anonymously asking, hi, Amy. Thanks for the great presentation. I concur. You did a great job. Thank you. Can you talk a bit about the decision to move esports out of athletics and into camp?
Yes, and so just through some turnover under athletics, they were no longer able to support our esports team. And so we welcome them with open arms into camp. Even though, as Harley pointed out, esports looks a little bit different than our other design build teams. They're a competition team that can greatly benefit from the soft skills and teamwork development that we're doing within camp. And so we're so happy to have them. And as I look forward to the future of camp, as we continue to grow, I expect that esports is just the first step in adding teams that look a little bit different as we provide opportunities to diverse interests across campus.
And I know Nicole mentioned here that a fun fact that at South Dakota Mines was the first D2 team to offer esports athletic scholarships. So she wanted to throw that out there. I know at esports, it is a move for you guys, but it has, I think it's going to be a great move. Just there's a lot of support there inside of camp. So
I've been really happy and I'm pretty excited with the direction that esports been going in. So
yeah, absolutely. Well, again, I just want to thank everybody for attending today's lunch and learn about camp. One thing, I don't know if Amy mentioned it, camp is its final name. So we are no longer using the really long name. We can all just go ahead with camp, which I love because it's a mouthful otherwise. I want to thank Amy and our student presenters, Riley, Samantha, Thomas, and Harley for presenting today. I want to remind everyone that this Zoom was recorded and you'll be able to find it on our CARE YouTube page here. I am going to share my page real quick here. We do have a couple alumni events coming up shortly, and including welcoming our new fall graduates into our alumni community coming this Friday. We have a tailgate. We've been doing a lot of alumni events across the Midwest. We're hoping to branch out even further. And then of course, graduation's coming on the 17th. We are already starting to plan our spring alumni events all the way to Oslo, Norway. So if you are out there and watching this and would like to see something in your area, please reach out to me. My email is in the comments, or you can respond to any of the emails we're sending you weekly, and it will go right back to me and I'll respond to you. I'd also love to hear from you. What would you like to hear about next? What would you like to see us do for Lunch and Learns and for digital department updates? What department do you want to hear from? And I'd also want to encourage everyone, if you are a golfer, go ahead and save the date. April 1st is our Mines Masters in Scottsdale, Arizona. Love to see a great participation there if we could. And I see we got one more question here before I let you guys off the hook. Is this a new one or an old one? Nope, it looks like it was an old one. So again, I want to thank you guys for your time today. We do have all of our upcoming events on our CARE webpage here, which I've placed a link on, and I will be sending out a follow-up email so you can share this with everyone. Again, Amy and crew, thank you so much.